Have you noticed more Indians around you lately? You're not alone. Maybe it's the family next door sharing a meal on their porch, or the colleague in your office, or the student in your university class. In the last decade, the number of Indians living, working, and studying abroad has skyrocketed. Today, over 32 million Indians live outside India. That's the largest diaspora in the world. But why is this happening now? And what does it mean for all of us? There is another, even more dramatic story hidden within the population numbers. It is the story of age. A country's future is often written in the age of its people. Here, India and China are on completely different paths. India is a nation of young people. The median age in India is around 29. This means that half of its population is younger than 29 years old. This creates a massive, energetic workforce. These young people are entering their most productive years. They are learning, earning, building families, and driving consumption. This is a powerful engine for economic growth. China, on the other hand, is aging rapidly. Its median age is already around 39 and is rising fast. This is the result of its successful but strict one-child policy, which was in place for decades. While the policy helped control population growth, it has now left China with a demographic challenge. There are fewer young people entering the workforce to support a growing number of older, retired citizens. The United States is also an aging society, with a median age of about 38. But India's youth gives it a unique advantage. This is what economists call the demographic dividend. It is a window of opportunity for rapid economic development. This demographic dividend is not automatic. It is a potential, not a guarantee. To unlock it, India must create enough jobs, provide quality education, and build the right infrastructure for its young population. If it succeeds, these hundreds of millions of young people can lift the entire country to a new level of prosperity. They can become innovators, entrepreneurs, and skilled workers. But if the opportunities are not there, this dividend can turn into a challenge, leading to unemployment and social unrest. This is the great task facing India today, turning its youthful energy into sustainable progress for all. The economic starting points for these young people are also very different. Let's look at GDP per capita, which is a rough measure of a country's economic output per person. In 2025, China's GDP per capita is approximately $14,000. In India, it is much lower, at around $2,800. This gap is a powerful motivator. For a young person in India, the possibility of earning more, improving their family's life, and achieving a higher standard of living is a very real and powerful dream. This dream fuels ambition, drives migration to cities, and pushes people to seek opportunities both within India and around the world. The story of demographics is also a story of movement. For centuries, most people in India lived in rural villages, working in agriculture. But the pressure on land, combined with the dream of a better life, is causing one of the largest human migrations in history, the move from the countryside to the city. This process of urbanization is happening at a breathtaking pace. Every single day, tens of thousands of people in India move to cities like Mumbai, Delhi, and Bangalore. They are searching for jobs, for education, and for the modern conveniences that cities offer. This rapid growth puts incredible stress on India's urban infrastructure. Cities are struggling to keep up. Housing is often in short supply, leading to the growth of informal settlements. Public transportation systems are crowded. Water, sanitation, and electricity services are stretched to their limits. These are not small problems. They are immense challenges that require massive investment and clever planning. Managing this urban explosion is one of the most critical tasks for India's leaders. The quality of life for hundreds of millions of people depends on getting it right. It is a race against time. Yet something amazing happens when so many people come together in one place. Economists call it agglomeration effects. When people and businesses cluster in cities, it sparks innovation and productivity. Ideas spread faster, new businesses are born. People with different skills can collaborate more easily. Cities become hubs of creativity and economic dynamism. The very density that creates challenges also creates opportunities. The chaotic energy of an Indian city is not just noise. It is the sound of an economy being built, of ideas colliding, and of new futures being forged. This internal migration is reshaping the very fabric of Indian society. It is changing family structures, social norms, and cultural identities. A person who moves from a small village to a megacity undergoes a profound transformation. They are exposed to new ideas, new people, and new ways of life. This process is creating a more connected, more dynamic, and more complex India. The future of the country will not be decided in the quiet fields of the countryside, but in the bustling, crowded, and endlessly inventive streets of its growing cities. The movement of people does not stop at national borders. Both India and China have vast diasporas, communities of people living outside their homelands. Millions of Indians and Chinese have migrated to countries all over the world, from North America and Europe to the Middle East and Australia. This is not, a new phenomenon, but its scale today is truly unprecedented. This global migration is not just about people moving, it is about skills, ideas, and ambitions moving with them. They are not just filling jobs, they are enriching the societies they join. Think about the fields of science, technology, engineering, and medicine in countries like the United States or the United Kingdom. It's impossible to imagine them without the immense contributions of immigrants from India and China. They are doctors, scientists, engineers, and university professors. They are running some of the world's most innovative companies. This is a massive brain gain for the host countries. They are benefiting from the education, talent, and hard work of people who bring new perspectives and new skills. This intellectual enrichment is honestly one of the most positive outcomes of global migration. This movement of people also creates a powerful two-way flow of knowledge. Many who study or work abroad eventually return to India or China. They bring back not only new skills and technical expertise, but also new ideas about business, governance, and society. This brain circulation is a powerful catalyst for development. It helps to build bridges between economies and cultures. It accelerates the transfer of technology and innovation. A student who gets a PhD in computer science from Stanford might return to Bangalore to start a new tech company, creating jobs and new solutions. Historically, we have seen this pattern before. When a society experiences major economic growth, it is often followed by a flourishing of intellectual and cultural life. Think of the Renaissance in Europe, which followed the expansion of trade and wealth, or the Golden Age of Islam, which was fueled by knowledge gathered from across the known world. The economic rise of India and China could be paving the way for a similar intellectual renaissance. As millions are lifted out of poverty, they have more time and resources to devote to art, science, and philosophy, creating a new wave of human creativity. For a long time, the world looked to the West for the latest innovations, but that is changing, and honestly, it is changing fast. A new kind of innovation is emerging from India, born out of necessity. It is often called frugal innovation, or it is about creating effective solutions that are affordable, durable, and simple to use. It is about doing more with less. Think of low-cost medical devices that can be used in rural clinics, or mobile banking solutions that work on the simplest of phones. These are not just cheaper versions of Western products. They are new solutions designed for a different reality. This approach is incredibly important for the world. As we face global challenges like climate change and resource scarcity, the ability to create sustainable and affordable solutions will be crucial. The lessons from India's frugal innovators could help billions of people in other developing countries improve their lives. It is a model of innovation that is not just about high-tech gadgets for the wealthy, but about creating real value for everyone. This practical problem-solving mindset is one of India's great contributions to the global conversation about progress. China, meanwhile, has become the world's manufacturing powerhouse, but it is no longer just about making things cheaply. China is rapidly moving up the value chain, becoming a leader in areas like electric vehicles, renewable energy, and artificial intelligence. It is investing huge sums in research and development. The combination of India's strength in software and services with China's hardware and manufacturing prowess creates a powerful synergy. Together, they have the potential to dominate many of the key industries of the 21st century. This economic shift is rebalancing the global economy. For the past 2 centuries, economic power has been concentrated in the West. Now the center of gravity is shifting eastward. The rise of India and China as major economic players creates new markets, new supply chains, and new patterns of trade. It offers new opportunities for countries around the world, but it also creates new competition. Understanding this new economic landscape is essential for any business or government that wants to thrive in the coming decades. The world is no longer a one-way street. It is a complex, interconnected network. The diaspora does more than just contribute to the economy. It acts as a living bridge between cultures. When an Indian family moves to Canada, they bring their food, their festivals, their music, and their stories with them. Cities like London, Toronto, and Sydney have been transformed by this cultural infusion. You can see it in the restaurants, you can hear it in the music, and you can feel it in the vibrancy of multicultural neighborhoods. This exchange enriches both the host society and the immigrant community. It makes our world a more interesting and diverse place. This cultural bridge works in both directions. The children and grandchildren of immigrants often maintain a strong connection to their heritage, but they are also fully part of their new home. They blend traditions, creating new hybrid identities. This process helps to break down stereotypes and build mutual understanding. A person who grows up with friends from different backgrounds is more likely to have an open and inclusive worldview. The diaspora is a powerful force for cultural diplomacy, building connections between people that are often stronger and more lasting than political alliances. Beyond food and festivals, there is a deeper flow of ideas. Eastern philosophies and practices such as yoga, meditation, and mindfulness have become mainstream in many parts of the West. These ideas, which have roots in ancient Indian and Chinese traditions, are offering people new ways to think about health, well-being, and the meaning of life. They are providing tools to cope with the stresses of modern society. This is not about one culture replacing another. It is about the blending and sharing of human wisdom. This exchange is creating a more globalized intellectual landscape. For centuries, a Western framework has dominated global conversations about politics, economics, and human rights. Now, perspectives from India and China are becoming more influential. They bring different historical experiences and philosophical traditions to the table. This can lead to a richer and more balanced global dialogue. It challenges us to rethink our assumptions and consider new ways of organizing our societies and solving our shared problems. The world of ideas is becoming a more multipolar place. We have seen the incredible numbers, the youthful energy, and the wave of innovation. But this brings us to the most important question of all. Can this enormous transformation be managed sustainably? The rise of India and China is lifting hundreds of millions of people out of poverty, which is honestly one of the greatest achievements in human history. But as people become wealthier, they consume more resources, more energy, more water, and more goods. Can our planet support 3 billion people living a modern, comfortable lifestyle? This is the ultimate test. The environmental challenge is immense. Both India and China are already facing serious problems with air and water pollution, and they are highly vulnerable to the impacts of climate change. Finding a path to growth that does not destroy the environment is not just a good idea. It is a necessity for their survival and for the stability of the entire planet. This will require a massive shift towards renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, and a circular economy where resources are reused instead of discarded. It is a challenge, but it is also a huge opportunity for innovation. The challenge is also social. How can these countries ensure that the benefits of growth are shared by everyone? How can they manage the social tensions that come with rapid urbanization and economic change? How can they build inclusive societies that respect the rights and dignity of every individual? These are not easy questions. They require strong institutions, good governance, and a commitment to social justice. The future prosperity of India and China depends not just on their economic growth, but on their ability to build fair and stable societies. Despite these huge challenges, there is reason for optimism. We are witnessing the beginning of a new era in human history. For the first time, we have the potential to create a truly global civilization, one that blends the ancient wisdom of the East with the scientific and technological advances of the modern era. The demographic shift towards Asia is not something to be feared. It is an opportunity to build a more balanced, more diverse, and more dynamic world. If we can work together to manage this transition wisely and sustainably, the future for humanity could be brighter than we ever imagined.